welcome to my channel. My name is Missy and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm in the kitchen today and I'm making my butternut squash soup. And this recipe is so easy, it's so delicious, and it's very healthy. So I've got all of my ingredients behind me here. So let's get to and I'll show you how I make my butternut squash soup. So I have everything in front of me here that I'm going to be using for my soup today, and I'll just go through the ingredients really quickly. I have the Compliments chicken broth, 35% less sodium, fresh ginger, coconut milk. I have a spice mixture. I also have some toasted pecans, toasted pumpkin seeds, fresh rosemary, some onions, butternut squash, tomatoes, and I have some fresh garlic here as well. So I'm gonna get organized and I'll be back with the first step. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just cut this end off of the squash. Just like that. And then I'm gonna wanna cut this squash in half. So I'm gonna find kind of the halfway point, and well, we all know what it's like to cut through a squash, but we're gonna try our best to do it. And this is kind of the easiest way, by taking that top off and just going down slowly. And that's it. We are in. Now I'm gonna get a spoon. And I'm just gonna take out this little part here that has all the seeds in it. I'm gonna scoop that right out. Just like that. Make sure there's no seeds left in there. Just like that. So I have all 4 halves of my butternut squash done. So now we're going to move on to the next step. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the garlic. And this is East Coast garlic, locally grown in New Brunswick. Chopping the top of the garlic off. It might fall apart. If it does, that's okay. Just like that. And I'll set that aside. I've got 2 done here. And I'm just going to keep going and do the other ones. I like the soup to have a lot of garlic flavor. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ginger, and I'm just going to use a spoon to peel it because I find that a lot easier. Then I'm just going to cut 2 pieces because I'm doubling this recipe. So just a piece of ginger for each squash. So the next thing I'm going to do is my carrots, and I forgot to put these in the ingredients video. So you do need carrots for this, and I'm putting 3 in with each squash, and I leave the skin on. All I do is take those ends off. And then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to cut them in 3. And I'm going to set those aside. Okay, and now I'm going to work on the onion. I'm just going to cut that in half, and then I'm going to cut that in 3 as well. So you want to cut that in 3 and set it aside. I'm just throwing everything on the counter here. So I'm putting an onion in for each one, for each squash. Again, in half and in 3. And just pushing it off to the side. So then we're going to work on the tomatoes, and I'm going to give those a really quick wash. Oops. Okay, so we're just going to take that stem off. And then I'm just going to cut these in about 3 or 4, and set those aside. And I'm going to put 2 tomatoes in each, with each squash. Set those aside. I like this recipe because it's a lot of rough chopping. It's not intricate. All right, so that's done. Okay, so I'm gonna I've got a cookie sheet here, and I've got it wrapped in foil, and then I've got some parchment paper on top. And I also have my oven preheated to 375. And I'm gonna give the parchment paper a little spray. I just don't want anything sticking. Okay. And then I'm gonna bring my squash over. Oops. And we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of the seasoning that I made. Oh, first we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. I almost forgot about that. And I'm just going to brush the squash with the olive oil. So now I'm going to put my mixture on, and this mixture, I'm going to put this in the description box below the video, but it's garlic, salt and pepper, some thyme, some of the smoked paprika from Trader Joe's that Scott sent me. I love that. And what else is in here? A little bit of ginger and some nutmeg. And I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle some of this on. Okay, and now I'm going to start assembling everything. So I'm going to take my garlic and I'm going to put the whole bulb right in one of these holes here. Oops. that right in there, and then I'm going to drizzle some olive oil on that garlic. And now I'm just going to place these things around. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some tomato. Put some around the edges. Same with the carrots, just kind of put them on the tray. Maybe some in the top here. Same with the onions, just gonna put them on. There's a garlic that I forgot. Put that in there. And I'll just put this one here. And then our ginger, I'm just going to put them in the middle ones. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my rosemary and I'm just going to put a few sprigs on top. Just like that. And now I'm going to put that in the oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. I'll check it around that time. And we'll be back when it's all done. So here's our squash and all the trimmings out of the oven. It is very, very hot. And I'm just gonna let it cool for a bit. But I turned the temperature up from 375 to 400 and it took about 70 minutes for the squash to be tender, and that's what you want. So I say start your oven at 400 and you know, just keep an eye on it, but about 70 minutes for my oven. And I will be back when this is cooled off a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to start doing is just taking all of this stuff off of the squash, off of the pan. Oh, it smells so good in here. So what I did was I put the garlic on a separate plate and my vegetables that were on the pan with the squash. And I'm just going to set those aside. And the next thing I'm going to do is take my ice cream scoop and just start scooping out the squash. Still pretty hot. And I'm just putting it in a bowl. This squash was on sale at Sobeys, less than half off, I believe. It's a very good deal. So I'm going to continue to do this with all of the squash, and I'll be back when that's all done. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of my squash into my pan, or my pot. And then I'm going to take all of the vegetables and just dump that right in. have our garlic here, and I'm just gonna push on this and hopefully it comes out. Great, love that. I love roasted garlic, so good. I'm just gonna put that much in and see how it is for taste. Now I'm just gonna take my masher and I'm just gonna mash down. Breaking up all the big pieces. So the next thing is I'm taking my coconut milk and I have given it a stir. I'm going to put about half the can in. And then I'm going to take my chicken stock and I'm going to put about a cup in. The birds are awake right now. You'll hear them in the background. They're definitely not going to like the next step, and that is the blender. You might hear them screech over the blender. They're going to think the blender's hurting me, but it really isn't. So I'm going to take my blender and I'm going to blend all of this up. I'm just going to add a little bit more of the coconut milk and a little bit more of the stock, the chicken stock. And I'm going to keep mixing. Okay, so I have been mixing this, and you want to mix it until it's somewhat smooth, or as smooth as you like it, really. And this is about perfect for me. And I put, end up putting the whole can of coconut milk in, and then about 3 cups of the chicken broth. And I'm just going to simmer this on the stove for a little bit, maybe about 20 minutes or so, and then it'll be done. Super easy, and I've got enough here for a few days for sure. Look at that color. That color is fall. Sure is. Okay, so I've been simmering this for about 25 minutes, just taking it off the heat, and I have my bowl here, and I'm just gonna scoop some in the bowl. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to drizzle some coconut milk on top. Just for decoration. then I'm going to add some pecans, toasted pecans. And some toasted pumpkin seeds. And that's it. There's our nice fall butternut squash soup. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and it just has fall written all over it. Sure does. So here's the finished product, and it smells divine in this kitchen. It smells like fall, and I can't wait to eat this later. I love the little trimmings on top. It just gives it something extra. And when I had this soup simmering on the stove, that's when I seasoned it. You know, a little bit of salt and pepper is what I put in it, and that just balanced it out really nicely. So I would say if you want to season it with salt and pepper, that's the time to do it, when it's simmering on the stove. But yeah, oh, I can't wait for dinner time. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe and hit that like button and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading again. And I hope you have the most beautiful, wonderful day. Until next time, bye for now.